I do what works for me. To be successful, do what works for you, but do something. Take your strengths and your interests and use them. Improve on what and how you do. The journey from vision to reality requires that you either start early, stay up late, run faster in between, or all of the above. The choice is yours. Another requirement on that trip from vision to reality is to watch out for that roadblock called the compare game. The compare game is that sometime negative result of this nation's preoccupation with being number one. It is a disease that is deeply embedded in our minds and our hearts, and it's manifested in our actions. We think we have to be the best dresser, the best dancer, drive the nicest car, own the biggest home, have the best sports team, and have the smartest kids. Well, just have some kids to stay out of trouble. The danger of accepting the compare game as a roadblock, and we often do that, is that it can immobilize you on your journey from vision to reality. Too often we refuse to make the trip because we are afraid that someone will get there first. People, this journey is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Don't measure yourself by the accomplishments of others. Measure yourself by your own possibilities. One experience which often comes to my mind when we talk about the compare game, and that's when I was at the Les Brown Speaking for a Living workshop. During his closing remarks with miniature flashlights providing the only light in an otherwise dark room, Les said, as you leave here, one, perhaps two of you will go out into the world and make a difference. Someone in this room can be that person who will be a bright light in an often dark world. I wrote back to Les, I said, Les, I am the one. Out of the 69 speakers that were there, I decided that I had to be one of the ones that he was speaking to. I had no reason to believe that. I had not won the speech contest. I had not even advanced to the semifinals. What gave me the right to believe that I was the one? I had transferred to that vehicle called faith. Sometimes you just believe and you just do it. The fallacy of the compare game was reinforced in March of this year as I listened to a speaker give the opening address to the Ohio Special Needs Council in Columbus, Ohio. I thought the man was outstanding. The next day I was scheduled to deliver the address at the closing ceremonies. After he spoke, I was approached by the president of the Ohio Special Needs Council. She said, "Are you intimidated?" I said, "Of course not." I said, "I am proud to be on the program with him." By giving the other speaker the credit that I thought he deserved in closing that issue was a dead issue. He had spoken, he had received his response. I was next, or I was there the next day. By focusing on the challenge I faced, by being determined that despite what I heard, that I was the man of the hour, and someone had to prove otherwise, by reaching beyond reasonable doubt, instead of settling into the comfort of complacency, by rising to the presence of greatness, instead of sinking into the quicksand of the compare game, I received excellent reviews. I have since heard that many people did not like the first speaker because, unbeknownst to me, he had spoken to the same group the year before, and he gave exactly the same speech. Individuals who rest on yesterday's accomplishments will not make the trip from vision to reality. Had I allowed fear to immobilize me instead of just doing what I was capable of, I would have cheated myself and my audience. As a result of the presentation I gave that day, I was referred to the director of CAMP, Cleveland Advanced Manufacturing Program. Since then, I've given their graduation address here in Cleveland. So the reality of the compare game is that no one can be you as good as you. And each of us brings something powerful, unique, and valuable to the table. What I lacked in raw talent at the Les Brown workshop, I made up for in sheer determination and the commitment to improve. What I thought I lacked in Columbus, I made up for in originality and the sincerity to speak to them until they